Hey, this is Brian from Food Power. I am here today.
Brian.
Hey, with Tasha Lee. Tasha Lee is one of the world experts on type 1 diabetes and the fruitarian lifestyle. I'm so happy she's here. I featured Tasha on a profile in Food Power Digest in the first week of May, and ever since then we've been in a lot of contact, and I suggest you should come up and check out Arnold's Way on the way to Woodstock. So Tasha, I was hoping you could talk to our viewers about your raw food journey. I think you really have the eye of the tiger, and I think you would really inspire a lot of people to go after this.
That's a good song. Thanks. So just share my raw food journey.
Yeah, how you heard about it, how you got going, and how you wound up in a fruit-based lifestyle, and how it's been working with you in managing type 1 diabetes and getting over other issues.
Okay. Well, I found out about raw foods as I was recovering from my eating disorder. A friend sent me a newsletter from the Botenko family who had devoted a newsletter just to diabetes, healing diabetes with raw foods. And so I thought it was very inspiring, but I also couldn't believe it. But I thought, I'll give it a shot. So that was my introduction to raw foods, and I didn't know anything about it. So I just got all the books I could from the library and started trying out different approaches. And I was specifically looking for energy and good blood sugar control and something that would allow my body to heal all the damage I had done through my eating disorder. And so I landed on the fruit-based diet. The other ones maybe address one area or two areas, but this was the one that met all three. And did I skip anything so far?
No.
Okay.
And what year was this then when you found the fruit-based lifestyle?
What year was it?
Yeah.
I started looking into raw foods in 2008, so I guess it was probably 2009 when I encountered it. But I was really stuck on fatty raw recipes, so it was,
Gourmet raw, yeah.
yeah, it was a couple of years before I actually was able to do it. So I started, actually when I got the support system online to implement it. So I did a month, great, and then my second month I hit exhaustion, my body crashed. So I did a lot of tests, blood tests, and discovered vitamin D deficiency, and I had low B12 as well. So the B12 was pretty easy to fix with supplementation. The D took a lot longer. It took like 9 months to get my levels up. But then, I mean, all during that time I was just so exhausted. I couldn't lift up my finger. I couldn't carry on conversations. I couldn't use the computer because it was just too exhausting for me. Things were too stimulating. I couldn't go to church because it was just too much stimulation. So that took a long time to get back to normal. And after the D was normalized, it was probably after I did fruit for 2 years, fruit-based raw, and at the end of that year I made like a video about how things were going, and someone suggested, you know, my exhaustion at that point, because I was still exhausted but not as exhausted, and so they suggested it could be due to essential fatty acid deficiency, because I had been going just fruits and greens.
No over fats, no avocados, no seeds.
Right. So
I don't really agree with that path. And you found it was leading to roadblocks for you.
yeah, it was. I liked it. I mean, once I got over my fatty recipes, I got used to it. But yeah, then I had other issues.
Yeah, I think we do definitely need to get a certain amount of healthful fats in us, and I think a berry approach is very good.
So at that point I added in chia and hemp, and I also added in just barley, juiced barley grass powder to get, well, I just added it in because Don Bennett said it was a good idea. And what I noticed when I started that was that I just really I really didn't care for greens anymore. I was eating like 1 pound up to 3 pounds per day because I was craving greens, craving tomatoes. And when I started...
3 pounds, wow.
Yeah, it was tough to eat them up to get it all in,
That's
you know? Lots of fiber.
Like 2.5 pounds a day. Greens. It's quite a bit.
It's tough. So where was I? Oh, then when I started doing that, I think my mineral needs were finally met because I just didn't care about salad anymore. So I just kind of moved into a real fruit-based,
Yeah.
just fruit. So I eat sweet fruit and non-sweet fruits, tomatoes, cucumbers, zucchini, that sort of thing. So after that was addressed my mineral deficiencies, and then my last one is this iodine deficiency. And so I'm doing iodine and its cofactors, but also during this time I got an amino acid deficiency. So I started hemp protein powder to boost up my protein without getting too much fat from eating more hemp.
Yeah.
And
You work pretty closely with Don Bennett with these deficiencies, is that right?
yeah, Don Bennett, Michelle Martinez, Chris Trader had some input. Various people just were sending their ideas to me, and I was trying things out. But yeah, Don's been really, really helpful. So overall, the raw food diet has been really great. I got rid of having colds all the time. I'm off my seizure medication. I don't have low blood sugar seizures anymore, so I'm able to have much better blood sugar
You said
control.
epilepsy earlier.
Yeah, I have epilepsy. Sorry, failed to mention that. Epilepsy, diabetes. So a lot of things are a lot better. My teeth improved. But yeah, the deficiencies kind of cause their own problems.
And there's something else I want to talk about, and that is right over here. This is Tasha's shiny new book.
Ta-da!
Came out in April.
Shiny.
Healing Diabetes, X-Type 2s on a fruit-based diet. This book is almost 400 pages. And we're at Arnold's Way, and Arnold's going to stock it. He was so blown away when he saw it. It's like an inch thick. She's going to sell these at the Woodstock Food Festival as well. Why don't you talk about your book, and what was the genesis for it, and how you got putting it together, and how it's been received.
Okay, this book is, as the subtitle says, X-Type 2s on a fruit-based diet. So basically it's interviews, in-depth interviews with 4 type 2, well, there's 5 people in it, one is a testimonial, but it's in-depth interviews as to what they did and their results eating a fruit-based diet. And so they reversed their diabetes diagnoses. So it came about because as a type 1, I wear my continuous glucose monitor and my insulin pump around very visibly, and I always run into people who are like, oh, do you have diabetes? I do too. And so I talk to so many diabetics, and most of them are type 2, or they have family that's type 2. And then the next thing we talk about is diet, and they're always like, you eat fruit? My doctor said don't eat fruit, or I gotta watch my carbs. Oh, that would just be a disaster, and I've talked about my experience on diabetes message boards, and I've gotten a very bad response there. So I thought I would like to be helpful to the world in a different way, and let's find the people who healed and share their stories. So that's how the book came about. Found the people and heard their stories.
Fantastic. Congratulations to you.
Thank you.
Anything else you want to share?
Come visit Arnold's Way. It's really cool. There's a great community here.
I agree with that, absolutely. Raw food capital of the world. All right, thanks so much. This is Brian from Fruit Power. We'll see you soon. Thank you, Tasha.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye-bye.